Welcome to River City, Iowa, 1912.
Credit's no good for a notion salesman.
Aboard! All aboard!
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, your name is salesman. You from good credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City Junction next!
Cash for them. Cash for the button.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard
soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the gherkins. Cash for the hogshead. Cash Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly pickles.
What do you talk? 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 What do you talk?
Where'd you get it?
You figure you can talk, you can figure you can talk, you can talk, bigger, you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
It's a Model T Ford with the trouble with the people wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where'd you get it?
At the Model T and all, they get her at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the modern present day departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? 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 What do you talk?
Where'd you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where'd you get
You
it?
can talk, you can figure, you can talk, you can figure, you can talk, bigger, you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Is the you need a biscuit made of trouble? You need a union. Put the crackers in a tacky in an airtight TNT package made the cracker barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mailbox cut, flip, John went stove, changed the approach of salesman made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone with the hogshead, cast and demi-gone. Gone with the sugar barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the terrace.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill!
No!
Just a minute.
Never heard any salesman Hill.
Well, now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his lie.
Or the you need a biscuit, or the cracker barrel being obsolete, or the Model T Ford, or the cracker barrel being obsolete. No!
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worried about his line?
Or a doggone thing, just a bang, beat, bell, ringing, big haul, great go, necker, nothing, rip roaring, every time a bullseye salesman, Professor Harold Hill.
He's a fake, he doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk? 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 What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man. He sells clarinets to the kids in the towns with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass. Big brass bass and the piccolo uniforms too, with a shiny gold braid on the side, a big red stripe.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombone. No, sir. Mainly, perhaps in here and there, too.
No, the fellow sells bands, boys bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line into Iowa. Population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in this state. Board!
Well, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
Oh, you really know Harold Hill.
Never saw him in my life personally, but I can tell you this much. He's given every single one of us a black eye. After he's done swindling a town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode at the city limits on the rails. Yeah, well, wait till it happens to you, chuckleheads. The hair never goes back.
But why should he get run out on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach them kids how to play. Well, and for him to keep the band, with himself as the leader.
And what's wrong with that?
He don't know one note for another. That's what's wrong with that. I bet he couldn't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble-rigger one day, and when I do, I swear I'll squeal him. So over.
Oh, wow, you're mad, Charlie. I'd like to see him when he gets up with that fella.
Yeah, well, it won't be on this trip. Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't dare sell the neck-rolled Hawkeyes around here.
Board!
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't think I caught your name there, friend.
And I don't believe I threw it.
Oh!
Mr. Squires. Yes. I was wondering, could I get a rig for Sunday, if you could accommodate me?
Then I expect you have to be the man in charge of hiring rigs.
Who's late?
As usual.
Hey, Gregory. Marcellus?
Oh, you old son of a gun, what are you doing here?
The name's Hill. Harold Hill.
Oh, but Greg, why didn't you tell me you was coming?
Well, I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this one, huh? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work, and besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl at the top of my boss's base.
Ooh, gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come in no good.
Oh, so, what's the new pitch?
Well,
Oh, no, you're not back in the band business. I heard you was in Steam Automobiles.
I was.
Well, what happened?
Get this. Somebody actually invented one.
No way!
Well, give me the lowdown here, Mars. What's new?
Oh, you'll never get anywhere with these stubborn Iowans in the band business, Greg. And besides, we got this stuck-up music teacher who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
Music teacher? Oh, she's a librarian. That was it. Female.
That's just what I want to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
Oh, you got it, but how are you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way. Gotta keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember. What's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Oh! Except the Billy Apollo's got a new pool table in.
They've never had a pool table before?
No. Only billiards.
Hey, that'll do, Mars. And remember, music teacher.
Right, music teacher. Good luck. Steve Automobiles.
You must be Mr. Dunlop.
Yes. Ewart Dunlop.
Right. Sneaky broom. Now listen to me, sir. Either you are closing your eyes to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden, helping to cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. You ever try to get from an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-clean game, I say any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket, and I call that slot. The first big step on the road to the depths of day. I say first it's a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle, and next thing you know, son's playing for money in a pitch like soup. Listening to some big out-of-town Jasper, hearing them tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trotting race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch. Make your blood boil, I should say. Now, folks, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with a capital B and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say, your young men will be frittering. Frittering away there, noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions pulled or the screen door patched or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are caught with the cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Right here in River City. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker, short-tailed young ones, peeking into the pool hall, when after school you got trouble. Folks, right here in River City. The capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now I know you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around the hall? They'll be trying out Bevo, trying out Q-beds, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette beans and brag, and they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sen. One fine night, they leave the pool hall headed for the dance at the Armory. Libertine men and scarlet women and ragtime. Shameless music that'll drag your son and your daughter straight with the arms of a jungle animal instinct mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble!
Oh, we got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in City!
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here!
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed this warning before it's too late. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he memorizing jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz-bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell and so's your old man. If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in City!
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here!
Remember the maid, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule.
Our children's gonna have trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 number balls is the devil's tool.
Devil's tool!
Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, got trouble here. We got big trouble.
With a T.
With a capital T.
You gotta rhyme it with P.
That rhymes with P.
That stands for pool.
That stands for pool. See, that rhymes with P. That stands for pool. We still got trouble.
Hey, did you drop your...
No,
Say, didn't I meet you in...
no.
Well, I'll only be in town for a short while.
Good. Daughter? Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises. Yes, Mom.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama. All evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh? Who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So do la re, take me a little slower. Please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other high-lived Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
Now I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
With the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Pat, and Noah Webster. You concocted for yourself, and your Irish imagination, your Iowa stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that a way to walk into the house? That won't do it all. I'll have a kiss for my boy. The lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm happy to party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S. Because of his lisp.
We all know about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Emma Willis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Emily.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him. Every night I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop, good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling. Don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, you'll find somebody else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crossing piece?
May I play?
May I play my crossing piece?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can fill the right name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is.
Now, I may play my crossing piece.
For slides. And to Ethel Troffenmeyer for a fine piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you, river citizens, to our 4th of July exercises. 4 score. Oh, the members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. Oh, the members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watani girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will now present a spectacle. My wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnishin, will take the leading part. Watani! 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 Watani!
I will now count to 20 in the Indian tongue. In, 10, to the feather back.
Who set off that cracker? I know who did it.
Tommy Julius, I wouldn't leave if I was you.
Miss will recover! No thanks to a certain young ruffian who was a disgrace to our city! 4 The Pines fireworks spectacle last day of Pompeii will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out to Madison Picnic Park, across the creek from the pest house.
Why is it raining? Didn't the Gazette create the fair?
Sure did, Eeyore. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette's after most times you know it, Keith.
Well, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time. What is it?
Number 8's late again tonight.
Well, I'll make her early.
She's late, all right?
She's right there. What's the matter with you? What? Watch right now. All the what I said was.
Never mind. 4
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now just a minute. Is it a pool table or isn't it? Will you allow me to get on with my exercises?
We don't want any more exercises. We want this pool-matic settled.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah!
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah!
Smite the devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah!
Friends, I can deal with this trouble, friends. With a wave of my hand, this very hand, please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool tibber hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra 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 ba 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 na. Just think, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous naval walls of Jericho. Oh, the billiard parlor walls came a tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band. Do you hear me say River City's gonna have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's gonna have a boys' band. Sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred, and you'll hear the glitter of crashing cymbals, the thunder of drums, the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-tra! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on that very same historic day. Trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. There were more than of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones, the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having its big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeteers who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score. 76 trombones get the counterpoint, 110 cornets blaze away. The rhythm of heart, all the kids began to march, and they're marching still right today. Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy's actions.
You know this kid. He's tough. And he's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk with you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor. That's ridiculous.
Now, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Have you ever done anything with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
Have you? Well, you're my man. Do you realize that nobody has ever invented a music holder for the marching piccolo player? Nowhere to hang the music.
Gee, Clyde, wonder where I can get some wires from.
Look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, this is how you break up a gang. Oh, young lady, miss, what's your name?
Sunita, I had no idea you was recommended to me. You got it.
Do you know Tommy Gillis?
No.
Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort the young lady home.
Only excepting I'm not going home. I need to go to the library. You got it.
Then, escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes. Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You've made a few mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh, well, what was my other mistake?
That, Zanita, that's the mayor's oldest girl.
Ah, Professor! Ah, reading credentials. Academic certificates. Nothing of the kind. Where's that paper?
Make a pen of a mouth!
Whoa. cream. Ice cream. I don't sing, young man, if that's what you're... Right. Talk then. Down here. Ice cream. Talk slow. Ice cream. See? Singing is just the same as talking. Now ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. See that, ladies? From here on out, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. How can there be any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love. I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I have some wonderful caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at the public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
Oh.
Don't call me Greg.
Sure. Okay. How did you make out with the music teacher?
Oh, it was scrumptious. She ate out of my hand from the minute I tipped my hat.
Oh, boy, did she? Oh, and did you kind of swap tonight? I mean, for a second there, even I thought you knew something about being a band. Oh, just like that band fella used to imitate back in Joplin.
Oh, kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just you keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
Right, 4 weeks. 4 weeks? But it used to only take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Well, it still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Uniforms? You haven't added uniforms?
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you know anything about leading a band!
Mark.
Oh, but you don't know one note from another!
I have a revolutionary new method. It's called the think system, wherein you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, people are gonna want to hear music. You'll have to lead a band!
Hey, but when the uniforms arrive, they forget all about it. Which gives me plenty of time to collect and leave. This is a refined operation, son. I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. So, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Washburn.
Oh, planning to line yourself up with a little canoodling, huh?
Well.
You know, I could set you up with Ethel's sister. She's a nice girl. She teaches Sunday school.